Hey, looks like I've made it another week, so I thought I'd come in and share with you one more story. Just remember, these are here for you, and I hope some way they would encourage you and help you know that in spite of everything that we're going through, that God's here, He's alive, He's well, and as believers, He's going to see us through every minute of what we're going through. The verse of scripture I've chosen for you today for me is Psalm 46:1. It says, God is our refuge and strength, and ever-present help in trouble. And truly, that's true today, that He's here with us every minute of the day and has been all of our lives and our time as believers in Him. These stories that I tell are things from my past. You know, if you know anything about me, you know that I was born in Louisiana, always very proud of that. My family ultimately moved to Texas. I graduated high school in Texas, and then after graduation, went back to Louisiana to go to college. Didn't go to college to become a minister of music or anything like that, but through the years and through time, God showed me what I was supposed to do, and truly I followed it. But in the early days, God opened the door for me to be a music youth and custodian for $25 a week at different little churches all over the state of Louisiana. And the story I wanted to share today was one of those. I was with this little church for a short period of time, and we began working. And in those days, you didn't do Christmas music, you did cantatas. And so I bought this cantata and brought it to them, and we formed this little choir. Now, my choir went in age from 6 years old to 99 years old, because the oldest lady in the choir, she had to have been 99. If she wasn't, she missed a good chance. And then there was this beautiful little girl that was 6 years old, and she was as faithful to choir rehearsal as anybody and sang every note of that musical or that cantata that we did that year. So anyhow, we learned this cantata, and the weeks are going by, and one day this lady said, you know what? We don't have choir robes. We need choir robes for this cantata so it'll look good. And this other man said, and you know, I have a printer. I can print us some tickets and we can pass them out through town. They really got caught up in this, and it became a big thing for this little church that I was in for just a short period of time. And so one of the ladies went out and she found a school that was closing and had all these different choir robes. Some were red, some were yellow, some were orange. She brought them all back and she said, you know what we can do is we'll meet at the church one Saturday and we'll dye these robes. Well, sure enough, I'm thinking, okay, I'd seen my mother dye stuff in the past, and she always did it in the washing machine. Well, we had all these big old robes. No, they had a big old iron pot, and they set it up in the churchyard and put a big fire under it and got the water hot and put that dye in there, box after box after box of dye. And we began to drop these choir robes in there. Remember, some of them are yellow, some of them are red, some of them are orange. It was unbelievable. But we dyed all these choir robes, and when they came out, they were purely pretty. They were kind of a purple look to them, very subdued purple look. And we hung them out in the trees on coat hangers and let them dry. And sure enough, they were just the prettiest robes, and we were so proud of it. Weeks go by, it's time for our musical. It's Sunday night. Well, I want you to know those people had passed out those tickets, and the whole little town came to see our choir do this. I think it was called Night of Miracles. It was a Peterson, some of you know it, cantata. Well, we get in there and the music starts and the choir walks out, and there's all these pretty robes and they all match and we look so good, and I'm so proud of them, you know, and I'm directing and going through this thing, so excited for them. And this one man came forward. He was the angel Gabriel. He was going to sing his part. And he walked out there and held his music up to sing his solo. And when he did, the whole sleeve of one robe just fell off. And I went, oh my gosh, what in the world happened? Well, he kind of let it fall to the floor and we went on. And later it was time for another soloist, and she stepped forward, and when she did, got ready to sing her solo, well, the whole front of the choir robe just dropped to the ground. All the stitches came undone. I thought, oh my God. Well, we continued to sing and try to get through it. Well, by the time it was over with, we looked like a band from the Civil War. I have never in my life seen pieces of choir robe everywhere, sleeves falling off, sashes falling off. People are trying to hold them up, gather it together. It was a hoot. I was over there trying to keep from laughing because I wanted them to, keep it going. And I looked at the 6-year-old and she looked at me and she said, "Ah, never in my life." And I knew it was a serious time then.